Hello, Michigan! Are you ready to rock? Yes, you need to be, because if you're here tonight, you're part of history. Yes, you are. This is a historic evening. How many of you were here 8 years ago when President Trump? Raise your hand if you were. Well, everybody here is going to be able to raise their hand in the future and say you were here the night when the greatest political comeback in American history occurred, and it happened right here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I've got a simple little quiz for you. It's multiple choice. 2 answers: Harris or Trump. You need to let me ask the question first. Who's going to win Michigan? Who's going to win Michigan? Who are we going to send back to the White House? Yes, that's right. That's what's going to happen. Everyone tells you that this is the most important election of their lifetime, but this one actually is. And the other thing that we need to understand is, well, it is a national election. There are over 3,000 counties in America. This election is going to be decided tomorrow. About half the electorate hasn't voted yet, 50% of our country voting tomorrow, and that election is going to be decided in 19 counties in 7 states. And this is one of those counties that's going to decide the election. And again, who's going to win tomorrow here? Yes, and that's good news. It's good news for all of you and good news for America. And I want to start with a message from President Trump, and that's one of gratitude. Gratitude for each and every one of you, because if you're in this room, I got to believe that you've been knocking on doors. I see those white Trump Force captains out there. Thank you all for everything you've been doing. How many people have put up a sign in their yard? Look at that. How many of you have talked to a friend about who you're going to vote for? How many of you have posted something online about your support for President Trump? Yes, this room, and many watching at home, you are the force multiplier. You're the group that's overcoming all the misinformation and all the lies. You're out there talking about something that no one can take away from you, and that's your lived experience. And your lived experience is there anything in your life today that costs less than it did 4 years ago? Were you better off when President Trump was president? Well, that's all you need to tell to your friends tomorrow, that we've got a proven leader that can bring our country back, American greatness. And when we're in a room like we are tonight, and we start with a prayer, and we start with a pledge, what I see, I don't see garbage. No. What I see is the best of America. The best of America, where people come together because they care about their country, they care about their community, they care about their family. They care about their kids, they care about their grandkids, and they care about generations that haven't been born yet. That's what I see in this room. And when President Trump takes the stage tonight, and you see that emotion when he walks out here to the music, that's exactly what he's seeing. And I know that he's filled with gratitude for what each and every one of you have done and what each and every one of you are going to do tomorrow, because you have an opportunity by what you do tomorrow to change the course of this country and put us back on the track. There's a giant mess out there. Who's going to fix it? Absolutely. And I just have to touch on that for just 1 second. As the governor of North Dakota, I had an opportunity I grew up in a small town of 300 people. Didn't even have a computer in that town when I was going to high school. Never seen a piece of software. But with this amazing country, I had a chance to do a software startup with 10 kids from North Dakota. And because of the freedom and the opportunity and the ability to take risks, we built a 2,000-person company. We sold our products all over the world. The American dream existed. And that started under Ronald Reagan when that happened. And he came in, Ronald Reagan, and he fixed high interest rates. He brought peace and prosperity to the world. And he was following Jimmy Carter. And what do we have now? With Harris, she's got her fingerprints over every problem we have right now. Who was the last person in the room that's bragging about the last person in the room about the authorized invasion to Afghanistan? Who was that? Let's pick one. Are we going to say Kamala or Harris? Kamala? You want to say Kamala? Who was the last one in the room? No. We're talking about who decided to do the horrible withdrawal from Afghanistan. Okay, I think you know the answer. Who was the tying vote? Who was the vote that broke the tie that created the Inflation Creation Act? That was Harris. Who was the border czar? Yes. Who was in charge of the EV mandates that are killing our auto industry? Yes. And who was the one that was leading the cover-up that Joe Biden has the capacity to be our president? So it is so clear. This is not like a slight course correction when President Trump gets in office with your help. This is a 180-degree different direction on the economy, on energy policy, on border policy, and on national security. And I can tell you myself, I was 4 weeks ago, I had an opportunity to be in the Middle East. They can't wait for President Trump to come back in and bring peace back to the world. Two weeks ago, I was in South Korea talking with their president. 51 million people living in a spot that's half the size of North Dakota, 20 miles away from the DMZ. On the other side, you got the North Korea, which has got nuclear weapons. You know who they can't wait to have back in office? Someone with the strength to stand up to China, stand up to the new partnership between North Korea and Russia. North Korea sending troops to Russia, Russia fighting a war against us with oil money because this administration with Harris is choking the U.S. energy business. Both Iran and Russia are funding wars against us with the failed Biden-Harris energy policies. You know who's going to fix that? Absolutely. So do you want more prosperity for you and your family? Do you want lower prices for everything you buy? Do you want peace abroad? Okay. Who are we going to send back to the White House? Absolutely. And he's going to be on stage tonight. They're getting closer. They're coming in here, and this is going to be the final historic thing, like I said, of the greatest comeback in political history. You're all part of it. Let's give him an incredible Michigan welcome when he gets here. Thank you, Michigan. Let's go. Let's get it done tomorrow. Thank you. USA, USA, USA.